Good morning. It is Thursday. That means we are 1 day and 1 hour away from the byoq. That's right, our free training every Friday for over 20 years to empower others to be happy. Welcome, Jake, Andrew, Team David, Meltzer. Let's post up there. How do people join us on Fridays for free? Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. You can also join me. Text 949-298-2905. We will pin it up there as soon as possible. Please, everyone, come to free training on Friday. byoq. Bring me your questions. I'll bring the answers. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Let's get the questions going right now. Bringing on some great questions and answers. Which of your mentees are you the proudest of? My mentees, am I the proudest of? I'm proud of so many. I have Jeremy. He was like the bottom of the pack in sales, and now he's going crazy. Promotions, money, the whole bit, and just by a mindset switch. I have another salesperson, Jesse, that I've helped. Obviously, over the years, Mike Kropko, they sold their company for $90 million recently. Congratulations. Just amazing people doing amazing things, and just blessed. And that's why I guarantee what I do. I'm going to bring profitability, passion, and purpose, but make sure that quantitative value is there. We don't want to be a purple dinosaur. There we go. David@dmeltzer.com. Join us Friday for byoq. The questions are coming in already. This is great. Are you looking to hire people, and what type of people are you looking to hire? Talking about buy low, sell high, there's so many great people that are available right now. We have a great internship program. That's where we start everybody off, because I'm most concerned about values. Are you displaying gratitude, forgiveness, accountability, and how inspired are you? The number one thing that I hire on is the desire to must be what you can be. But yet we're always accepting resumes and looking for really good people. In your opinion, what is the difference from the people who give 99% effort versus 100% effort? That's a really interesting question. So nobody can give 100% of an effort. But I'm looking for people that enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of their 100%. Right? People that enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of their 100%. That's what I'm looking for. And variable change and variable growth and acceleration consistently becomes exponential. And so I know how that curve works. We use the lily pad example in segments of 20. You're only halfway there in 19 segments. So I'm looking for someone that's consistent, persistent, and enjoys that. So do you coach sports? I have coached sports. Currently, I am not, obviously. Could you work the internship while working a full-time job? Most likely. Go ahead and send me your resume, depending on what you want to do. Where should our focus be, even when the outcomes we want are happening or aren't happening? Your focus should be on the pursuit, enjoying the pursuit. The focus should be on 3 different lenses. 1, how productive are you? How accessible are you, not only to others, but accessing what you want? And, of course, the lens of gratitude. Can you find that focus of light, love, and lessons in everything that you do? It's coming. I want to get up early, but I keep turning off the alarm and sleeping. How to actually get up. Getting up starts the day before, right? Having a routine with a wind down routine, making sure that the things you're doing the day before enable you to get up. And so that you're ready to go, that you plateau and grow. You're not living the myth of Sisyphus, where you push a boulder to the top of the hill all day long, just have it roll down at the beginning of the next day. That's not going to motivate, transfer that motivation, or inspire you. How to become a confident speaker? Practice. Just think of speaking as clapping your hands. If I asked you to clap your hands on a stage with 50,000 people, could you do it? Well, when you get that comfortable speaking, then you're ready to speak. What lessons did you learn from playing sports? I learned, actually, the biggest lesson was the enjoyment of the consistent, persistent pursuit of my potential. Also, like Goggins says, right, I learned that when I felt like I had given everything I had, I was only 40% of the way there. And so I could give so much more. And I learned that teamwork, communication, friendship, I miss the locker room more than anything else in sports, and most professional athletes who are my friends, they miss the locker room as well, the camaraderie and that bond that is created by, going to battle on the field with your closest relative relationships. Tips for reducing excess spending. Predetermine your spending, predetermine the percentage that you want to spend, and do not go over. Be disciplined with your finances. No matter how much you make, stick to that budget, stick to that discipline. I take my emotions out of all financial decisions because I predetermine the distribution of those finances. All right, let's see here. Are my friends from Wave here? Wave if you're here. I think they are. Awesome. Let me get into that portion of what we do. Simpson, he is the co-founder and CEO of Wave HQ, something I need really bad because there's certain things. What do they say? If you don't like something, pay somebody to do it. I'm going to pay Kirk to do my back office stuff because guys like me hate that shit. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, David? Good to be here.
Yeah, great to have you. I love your ceiling. I have one like that in my house. I love that.
Well, I'm doing the best I can. I hope my Wi-Fi holds up during this craziness.
It's okay if it doesn't. We'll have you back. We are very
All
forgiving
right.
here and understandable. Give us a little bit of background. You have a lot of small business owners, entrepreneurs that work for you. You obviously are feeling or had felt the exact same pain that I feel as I read through everything about Wave HQ. Talk about feeling a pain. Most entrepreneurs and the personalities of entrepreneurs do not want to deal with what Wave HQ deals with, and they're not very good at it. And it takes so much focus, time, and consideration that can be used to make money and grow the business. But it's so needed. Especially if you're successful, you realize how much it was needed when you have to go back and recreate everything when someone's offering you 100 million for your company and they're like, dude, we can't give you any money until you clean this up. Give me a little bit of the story on how and why you created Wave HQ and where that need is filled.
Yeah, so David, I mean, you really hit the nail on the head. Like at the end of the day, most small business owners hate absolutely everything to do with back office, accounting, payroll, getting paid, all of those kinds of things. And I had been an entrepreneur a couple times before, had grown up in an entrepreneurial family, knew the pain. I remain committed to hating everything to do with accounting. It gets in small business owners' way. They're passionate about why they got into business in the first place, and it certainly is not related to keeping the books. But at the same time, as you well described, it's crucial to small business success. And generally, when you see the average small business owner at tax time, there's a pain in their eye because they're just really concerned about tax time and knowing the status.
Yeah, not only I will let that kind of buzz through because I know your internet is shaky, which happens to a lot of us. But you're back. Up. But for me, one of the biggest frustrations is not only taking care of the back office, but then having to meet with an accountant or a CPA and not being prepared, and then you feel inadequate, you feel separation, voids, anxiety, and the whole thing starts over every single year. Oh, we dropped him. Anyway, we'll bring him back on because this is, what Wave HQ does, and it's at Wave underscore HQ. Uh, Probably 90% of the entrepreneurs would use, and they do it more efficiently, effectively, and cost effectively. So it's great. Do you have any idea how much I can get you guys and I? Huh, I'm sure. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Text me at 949-298-2905. Great there. Let's wait for Kirk to come back on if he can. Advice to young entrepreneurs: stay in business and build a business that is for a lifetime. You'll have many more opportunities and options to get out of the business, but you won't have those unless you build a business that lasts a lifetime and you stay in business. Most entrepreneurs forget that first part, which is there is no business if you don't stay in business. So make that your first priority. Ask yourself before you do anything else during the day, am I going to be in business tomorrow? After you achieve that objective, then move forward to accelerate and grow the rest of the business as incremental as you can by enjoying the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential, by being kind, by providing value, by being accessible, and finding the light, the love, and the lessons and all the pain of being a business owner. I mean, I talk about pain. Pain's an indicator. Mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, financial pain is an indicator, especially in business. They have lessons to learn, and there's no way, a better way to learn lessons than to be in business. And there's no better rewards of those lessons than to be in business. Still waiting for Kirk Simpson at Wave HQ, the back-end specialist for entrepreneurs and small businesses, addressing their biggest nightmares and pains. That's for sure. Keep the questions coming. Friday, more time to ask questions. That's tomorrow at 11 a.m. You can watch the replay of it, but it's byoq. Bring your own questions. I'll bring the answers. Pin below. Right there is david@dmeltzer.com, or text 949-298-2905. Let's try to get Kirk back in here real quick, and I'll grab him. We are going to be very patient about connectivity, especially, of course, here with the circumstances we're in. Everybody's working remote, and a lot of bandwidth issues as we're doing our best to teach people. Hey, are you back?
David, I'm so sorry. There's nothing I hate more than dropping off. I apologize.
Don't apologize. I always say, never say you're sorry. I always say thank you for your patience. It has better energy to it.
There we go. Thanks for
I'll
your
teach you the
patience,
front.
David.
I'll teach you the front end of the office. You take care of my back end.
All right, perfect deal.
We're kind of like, you know, in Halloween when you got the horse costume, I get to be the front and you
Yeah.
can be the back.
I don't know if I like that, David, but we'll
I
roll
know,
with
but
it
that's the way
anyways.
entrepreneurs feel about what you do, right? It's like,
There
I'm
we
not going to
go.
be back there doing that shit. Are you kidding me? That's why Wave HQ exists, is nobody wants to be
There
the
we go.
back of the horse. You guys are willing to be the back of the horse. But remember, without the back of the horse can't run. Oh, man. We got some good stuff, too. This is killing me. I hate when the connectivity doesn't work. Anyway, I think you're getting the idea. We're going to have Kirk back on. We'll keep on fighting through this. But they started Wave in 2010. You can reach out to them. We're going to get him back going here. I know my team is bummed as we are, and so is. What job would you do if you were 26? Oh, if I was 26, what job would I do? You know what's funny? I don't think anyone's asked me that. That's crazy. What job would I do? Selling. I'd sell. Because I want to, yeah, for sure. I'd be a salesperson. I'd find the most expensive thing with the highest commissions and I'd sell it. And I'd develop my sales skills, my knowledge of skills, be a professional of sales, and just increase my desire to must be what I can be as a salesperson to create the most margins and help the most people I could. So I'd be in sales for sure. Because you got the energy at 26 too, and it's a great skill set. ABC, I'm always be selling. All right. Friday, BYOQ, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, free training every Friday. And if you want my free book to prepare for training, want my free guide to prepare for training, just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Text me at 949-298-2905. You want to reach out to the Wave HQ at Wave_HQ. All of this is easy. It's pinned below. Let's answer some more questions. Let's get some value in this training here. How to get better at trusting others. Practice. Look, you if you look for something negative in someone, you're going to find it. That's a nice way to say it. You find what you can trust in people. Just remember this: nobody's 100% trustworthy. Okay, so nobody is. I've never met them. So people will lie with good intentions. People will lie because they're desperate, scared, angry. People, it's part of the ego-based consciousness, the scarcity that exists, and people will feel really bad about it. And so it's, how are you going to react to people lying to you? Are you going to have a need to be offended, and need to be right, and need to be guilty, and need to be resentful? You're going to be a need to be attacking. Are you going to, all these different needs are going to come up, and are you going to feed what bleeds you? Now, if someone consistently damaging a legal lie, then you can cut people off. You can allow them to fade away. You can cut them off, or you can forgive them. My mom lies to me. She still does, right? She says how handsome I am all the time. There's just varying degrees of people's integrity. And you want to surround yourself with the pursuit of integrity, with the pursuit of potential, with the pursuit of truth. But just start by the fact that you're a liar, every single one of you there, and I'm a liar. And as to what degree and for what purpose and intention we lie, and what are you going to do when others lie to you? That's what I really focus in on, to not be resentful, offended. And if it becomes a big enough issue, then I either let it fall away or I fire it, right? And that's personal and professional. And I keep track of, exactly the levels and why people might not tell the truth. But I go by the basis that human beings are liars and hypocrites, and we're all on a journey to learn lessons and grow. And to what degree are you going to allow that integrity or lack of it in your life? Any advice to your 24-year-old self? I love how people pick these ages. Advice to my 22, 32, 42, and 52-year-old self is simply the two things. One, say thank you all the time. Find the light, the love, and the lessons in everything you do. And more importantly, ask for help. Ask. You can't out ask the universe. You can't out ask everybody around you. You can't out ask in person, on the phone, via email, and social media. Hey, Jeff, good to see you, my friend. I see you in there. Right on. Thank you for coming, by the way. And thank you for joining me tomorrow in our training, byoq, bring your own questions, just like this. But we're going to do it and fire through it and learn so much. At what age did you decide your career path? At 5. That was my first decision, and then it kept changing from there. I was going to be a professional football player, and then when Christian Okoye ran me over my freshman year in college playing football, I just decided doctor, lawyer, or failure. When my brother told me that doctors had to be in hospitals at 18, he was a doctor, and told me to be more interested than interesting, I decided to be a lawyer. When I found a higher paying job out of law school than just law by selling legal research online and the internet, I decided to be a salesperson. Then I decided to raise money in the Silicon Valley in the mid 90s and become a CEO in the late 90s, in my early 30s. And then I decided to go into sports. What am I saying? I'm telling you that you're never where you want to be. So that's a good thing, because we're going to expand and grow and angle towards where we think we want to be, but end up somewhere better. And that's been the story of my career. I've never been where I want to be. I'm angling towards something I think I want to be, and I end up somewhere better because I have faith that by developing the skills and knowledge and desire, I will find the light, love, and lessons in order to effectuate a better place or making my place better. It's that simple. Mindset, heart set, things they do believe, and even the unconscious competencies that we have, characteristics, obsessions, addictions, all these different things that amalgamate into an aggregate of what? Happiness. And that's what I'm here to talk to you. Blaze, good to see you, my friend. Welcome, King Blaze, the main man. 11 a.m. tomorrow, we'll be answering more questions, more answers, all for you. Let's keep it going right here. What is your advice on pricing your services when starting a new online business? So you need to crawl before you walk, before you run. Price it to where what someone will pay and you can guarantee his value. I price everything to what people can afford, and I can guarantee value. I only work month to month. I never lock myself into anything. I have a 100% guarantee that I will make you more money than I cost you for anything that I cost. Obviously, doing free trainings on Friday, giving free books, giving free exercises, free guides. If you email me at david@dmeltzer.com, join me at text 949-298-2905. It's easy to guarantee profitability when it's nothing. But if I do charge for something, it's always month to month. I only charge what people can afford, and I guarantee profit. Quantitative value, not subjective value, right? We all know, you don't want me to sing, but I'm going to do it. Subjective value is, I love you, you love me. Nobody makes any money with a knick-knack, paddywhack. Subjective value is a joke. That's why most of people are broke, because they don't deal in quantitative value. What would you tell someone who wants to be coached by you but doesn't feel ready? I'd say come to the free trainings on Friday, or at the very least, I am starting a new private coaching group. Some of you are in it. Great way to crawl before you walk, before you run. It's a couple $100 a year, one-on-one access with me every single week. I have every single type of thing for people, whatever you need, and I guarantee profitability for it. So please use me to help empower you, to empower others to be happy. How do you get Danica Patrick to see a project that her fans are doing for her and join one of her fan live videos? I'd go Saturday to her workouts and try to do it that way. She does on IG workouts on Saturday mornings. That's the way that I would do that. Alrighty. Does that sound fair? Very cool. Kirk Simpson at wave_HQ. Thank you very much. I know you had bad internet, but if you don't like doing back end work for your small business as an entrepreneur, go ahead. You got to check out Wave HQ. It's a great place and a great service. Is there anyone that you look up to? So I look up to personality, skills, knowledge, and desires of many people, right? So I look up to, people who sit in the situation that I want to be in. For example, raising children, I look up to my mom and her capability of how she raised 6 kids that are extremely happy and healthy, appreciative and loving, kind, basically. I look up to her for that. I look up to Steve Wynn for his relationship to money. I look up to Patrick Mahomes for his winning capability and his talent on the field. There's a million things. I just look for people that sit in the situation according to what they are and their potential are. And if I can learn what it is that I want that's similar to what they have, I ask them for it or ask them to teach me how to get it. What advice would you give to a 40-year-old changing careers? I would say focus in on your capabilities, focus in on the skills you have, the knowledge you have, not only of what you know, but who you know, and also your desire. And I would align that with what's doing well now, or what's stable now, or what you will think will be doing well in the future. And then I would apply the skills, the knowledge, and desire to that industry or that backdrop in order to effectuate a bigger, greater opportunity for yourself. And we can help with that as well. Can you suggest a book that you read? Absolutely. Think and Grow Rich, Course in Miracles, Power of Intention, Don't Take Yes for an Answer, Atomic Habits. There's a few of my favorites. Is there any Uno Super Duper Relaxed? I'm not sure. Let me see. Keep the questions coming. Friday, byoq. You bring the questions, I'll bring the answers. 11 a.m. Pacific. Every Friday, join me, 2 p.m. Eastern. Every Friday, join me for free. You want to get prepared, I'll send you the exercises, the guides, the books for free. David@dmeltzer.com or 949-298-2905 to join my text community. Go ahead and do that. What are some advice for 19-year-olds? What are the skills we should focus in on developing? Please give me some examples, I assume. Well, for me, you realize, one, that you're starting where you don't want to be, and you just want to find someone that sits in the situation that you want to be in or think you want to be in, and start learning the skills, the knowledge of who and what you need to know, and increase that desire accordingly to find out what you like about it, what don't you like about it, and what you want to do differently, better, or in a different industry. So just get moving, get started, try to be as productive as you can, as much value as you can give. Try to be as accessible as you can. It's accessible to others, but also access as much as you can. Ask for help. You can't out-ask the universe, and you can't out-ask all the sponsors and power sponsors out there that can help you. Trust me. Ask. Speaking of ask, right? Friday, byoq, ask your questions. Bring the questions, I'll bring the answers. 949-298-2905, David@dmeltzer.com. I'm not going to stop. How to change a habit and make new habits. Well, at minimum, it takes 21 days to form a habit, determinative upon your subconscious makeup as well as your unconscious competency. So, for example, if there are obsessions and addictions in direct conflict with the habit that you want to create, so, for example, if you want to stop smoking, but your family or genetics are indicative of being addicted to nicotine, it's going to take you more than 21 days. But the only way to stop a habit and to create a new one is to enjoy the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of changing that habit. Go ahead, put all your focus on your determination and the enjoyment and focus that you have, the clarity, balance, and focus that you have. Do not attach your happiness to the outcome. Have complete persistence with complete patience. Ooh, sounds conflictual. No, not actually. When you look at it and say that the universe is a vacuum, therefore, if I have complete persistence and consistency in something, I'm going to expand, which creates a void, a vacuum to what? Fill with what I want, to vote for what I want. And we can utilize that in the pragmatic sense with currencies like money, an object of energy that you put into the flow to get what you want, or faith, an object of energy that you put into the flow that can get what you want. I suggested the books earlier, but Think and Grow Rich, Atomic Habits, Don't Take Yes for an Answer, all great books. Of course, A Course in Miracles, of course. Friday, bring the questions. I'll bring the answers. 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Pin below is my contacts. That's me directly, david@dmeltzer.com. My text number, 949-298-2905. Join us. Join is free. What tip can I get as new entrepreneur in the game? Stay in business was one that I gave you. Ask for help is another. Student of your calendar is one of my favorites. Study is a great word. It means pay attention to and give intention to the coincidences that you want. I see Colleen there, my CM Irish. It's actually the formula for the Irish. What does that mean? It's the formula for luck. Attention plus intention equals the coincidences that you get. Study your calendar with a lens of productivity, accessibility, and gratitude. Study what you have planned during the day. Study what you don't have planned during the day. Study your sleep. Someone had mentioned earlier they're having difficulty waking up on time. It's because they're not paying attention or giving intention to what time they want to wake up tomorrow today. Today, you need to focus on what you have planned, what you don't have planned, and your sleep. Sleep also, by the way, is your number one habit. Sleep 8 hours a day on average, shared by everyone in the world, and yet nobody pays attention or gives intention to their sleep. 99.9999% of the people on earth never even think about sleep. Me, I'm a student of it. I'm a student of my calendar, what I plan, don't have planned, and my sleep. Are you hearing me? You got it. You got it there, Blaine. The luck of the Irish. Join me Friday. Bring your own questions. I will bring the answers as I am right now. Day I've been fired because of this pandemic. Looking for a new job or make a small business. Awesome. What a great time to do so. I think the universe is pushing you towards something better. Pain's an indicator, right? Mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, financial pain. Getting fired is a pain, but it's indicating that you have somewhere better to go. It's just like a turn signal in your car. Hey, dummy, let's go this way to something better, make your situation better. It's time to evaluate, take inventory of your personal values, your experiential values, your giving values and receiving values. When you take inventory of those, you'll understand and determine what you want, and then go find someone that has what you want and ask them for it, or ask them to teach you how to get it. That's where you're going to find your job and study those things you have planned, don't have planned in your sleep. Do things now and practice ending fear. But go ahead, look for a new business. Look and utilize your skills, knowledge, and desire to align with what's doing well now, what's stable now, or what you think is going to do well in the future. And it will evolve. Know that you are not in the job that you want right now. You're going to angle towards the job you think you want and end up somewhere better. Okay. If you want to reach out, go ahead, come Friday training tomorrow. You can join our group. It would be a great thing for anyone that's looking for a job, our private group, because it has a networking component to it. One-on-one access to me every week. Great quantitative value for a few $100s. Boom, the entire year, 52 weeks with me and the group. Who is your hero? My mom is my hero. My mom is my hero for sure. Taught me unconditional love, the greatest of all skills in the world. Here we go. What can I do to get 15 minutes of your time? I'd love to get some direction. Why don't you just join our private coaching group and get that every week from me? If not, just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. We can work something out, 949-298-2905. Or come to Free Friday training, ask your questions there. Right? They're free. BYOQ. You bring the questions, I'll bring the answers. If it's free, it's for me. Now it's for you too. david@dmeltzer.com, 949-298-2905. It's pinned below. You can come for free. Just reach out. Austin, good to have you on here. Do you hear me? What's going on, my dear friends? Keep these questions coming. Here we go. Let's see here. How to promote team bonding while working remotely. You got to stick to values. You got to have set routine communication within the entire team, reminding them of the values. For me, they're very simple. It is gratitude, gives them perspective, allows them to find the light, the love, and the lessons in working remotely. Forgiveness is essential, allows them to forgive themselves for all the things that they do wrong, all the times they're not where they're supposed to be, and they're lying. It's simple, or not telling you what they're supposed to be telling you. It gives you forgiveness, and then they know about each other's stuff and they tell on each other. Just forgive it. And then accountability, right? Asking yourself, why? is this attracted to me, and what am I supposed to learn from it? Once again, the lessons, bringing the light, the love, and the lessons to everything. That's why we're here. Life is about lessons. You're given a body, and the idea of giving a body is to learn lessons at this pragmatic world, and the lessons will keep on coming until you learn them, resulting in pain, like getting fired. That's a pain because you lie, or the pandemic. It's going to be a pain and a lesson for you to learn. Here we go. You hear me? What does ego-based consciousness mean? Oh, what a great question. Ego-based consciousness. So ego-based consciousness is the need to be right, offended, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry. Any of these feelings that put us into an accelerated trajectory in the wrong direction. Something makes you mad. It doesn't matter. You need to stop, drop, and roll, find peace, find center, and roll in the right direction. I have my friends here. Let's join here. Let's see if we get better connectivity. I have Chad here, Adventure Games. There we go. Venture Games Dream Building, Team Building, Venture Games Team Building. Here he is.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I am amazing considering everything going on in the world.
You know what? I always consider what's going on in me, not in the world, and it makes it easier to be amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what's going on in you, my friend Chad Michaels? What's going on in you?
There's a lot going on right now. We're with Adventure Games Team Building, and we have learned how to be resourceful during a pandemic where we've had to pivot our live team building events to virtual. So that has been a really exciting last 4 months.
I
Literally
bet.
rebuilding from the ground up, and it's been exciting, but it's been successful. So we're
You
doing
know,
good.
we were just talking about team building earlier and what it takes, and I have learned so much about it because I'm a live person like you. You know, my sports business, sports one marketing for years, was all about mass events, Super Bowl, Pro Bowl, Kentucky Derby, hospitality. Close quarters, lots of people, lots of drinks and sweating and everything. And so, in the same respect, team building was through hospitality. And now, in a virtual sense, there's so many lessons to learn. What were some of those lessons about remote team building versus live team events?
Well, the one thing that I've learned is that connections can happen in both places. It's face to face, of course, is really great. But moving to virtual using video conferencing, you can still benefit from the same type of connections. And one thing that I do like as a facilitator in doing the virtual is that we see everybody's faces. When we do live events, sometimes people's faces are down, or we don't really get 100% of them all the time. But when we're doing them virtual, we have their attention 100% of the time, so we can see exactly how they're reacting and responding to the stuff we put in front of them. So it's kind of cool that way. I feel like it's almost a little bit more personal in that sense. But the connections are happening. So that's something that I've learned because I would have never thought that this was possible.
What is one of your favorite live team building activities, and what is one of your favorite remote team building activities?
Actually, my favorite live one, we just moved to remote. It has been our longest running for 15 years. It's called the Spy Game. And this is typically when we would do it in person, we film a video of their CEO being kidnapped. And then we interrupt their meeting. We bust in like FBI agents. So it's very theatrical. We're like, hands up, everybody. There's been a situation. And then we show this video of their CEO being kidnapped. And everybody, it's just such a great gag, right? So that everyone thinks it's so funny. And then we put everybody into teams, and they download our kind of GPS enabled app. And now they have to go out into around town by foot, and they use the app to navigate to find all these live informants. So we bring in a whole cast of actors. You have to drop code words, talk to them, get intel to find out where their boss is. And then they find out that one of their teammates is a mole sabotaging them, and they have to figure out who that is. And that's all part of the lessons learned at the end of what this mole represents. So that's been our most popular program, and we just moved it to virtual, where now we put everybody in their virtual breakout rooms. Now the actors come and visit you, and you get to interrogate them and interact with them that way. So that is
Well,
my most favorite game.
in the comparison of those two games, virtual versus live, what was one of the things that's better virtual than live?
Um, because we don't have a lot of, we have to fill the space, the time with things to do because normally you're strategizing, you're walking around. So one thing that's better with the virtual game is that when the actors join your breakout room, they have a puzzle that they have to solve. So they share their screen with you and you're helping them solve it. And then they give you the intel. Where before it was just you drop a code word, it's all this conversation. So now it's a little bit more hands-on. You have to solve a puzzle before you get the intel. So I do like that better. What I like about the live version better was the strategy because you had to decide where you're going to go and how you're going to accomplish the tasks, where now it's more just they come and visit you. So that's a little different.
But team building is probably one of the most essential parts of growing a business. I've been blessed. Women asked me earlier about my experience of playing sports and how essential it was to my career. Part of that team building skill set that I gained came from all the years of playing organized sports and playing on teams and understanding how we interact and how the ego-based consciousness works and how a leader works. And, more importantly, an intelligent follower. One of the lessons I've learned has always become a great leader. And so I've always tried to follow that, to be an intelligent follower. So someday I could lead. But you have a new book coming out. And I have a philosophy called the zero effect, which says that if you want exponential results in your life, you need to do things consistently. You have the law of zero, which is about creation where truth, light, and love are one. And I have a feeling there's great parallels and similarities in different concepts that we have, because I believe that gratitude itself is the ability to find the light, the love, and the lessons and everything. And more importantly, why I wanted to have you on about the book is that the number one thing I believe worldwide that people want, if you ask, and I know Stanford did a huge survey of college graduates, and by far percentage, this was the answer, but it's unification. Never before have we felt so separate and so different, and yet we're so close and connected. It doesn't make any logical sense. So what's the premise of the law of zero and finding that light, love, and lessons?
Right. So yeah, that's a really big question because the
Good.
law of so I've had a lot. Essentially, the book is about zeroing out your trauma through forgiveness, and I've had a lot of experience with this in my life, and I've had to learn how to forgive from a very young age. I've had a lot of things happen to me that if I were to tell you all the stories, you'd be like, how are you still like here and have a smile on your face, you
I would
know?
tell you, hey, you had a childhood just like mine.
Right? And it was beyond just childhood. I mean, it just throughout my whole life, I feel like every time I would just get ahead, something would smack me down. And but you just always kind of get back up. And I realized that forgiveness is really the key to unlocking your greatest potential. That the trauma that we hold on to, we tend to blame other people, we blame situations, or we even blame ourselves for our trauma. And if we can zero that out and get to this like very Zen centered place, then anything is possible and anything can be accomplished. Just like in the Bible, in Genesis, God said, let there be light. So before there was light, there was this void, right? So there was nothingness. And so if we can get to that nothingness, then we can create whatever we want. So but the only way to get to that kind of ground zero is to release your trauma. And the only way to release your trauma is through forgiveness. But let me tell you, forgiveness is a superhuman feat. It's something that everybody talks about, and it's kind of a very loose word, I think. Just everybody says you need to forgive, but a lot of people don't know how to forgive. So what the law of zero is going to do is give you a roadmap, how to forgive, because for you it's different. The roadmap to forgiveness is going to be different than mine, but at least it will give you some tools so that you can first recognize that you even need to forgive. A lot of times we don't even recognize that we have trauma. When something triggers us, makes us upset, we don't even realize that that could have been something that happened to us before we even like even have any recollection of memory. But so if we can ask ourselves, you know, first of all, you know, what is it? Your wisdom will tell you, but you have to be open to receive it, right? So
You're talking my language. I've studied the Course in Miracles. I believe forgiveness is a means by which we unwind the untruths of our lives and the
yeah.
generations of the quantum memory that we have from even past lives. So you are music to my ears. Your book is music to my ears. And if you only studied forgiveness and practiced forgiveness, it would be a major catalyst to happiness, to fulfillment, profitability, passion, and purpose. I see our friend Kathy Cardenas is here. She's one of my
Hey.
favorite people. Hi, Kathy, and Kate. You said hi, Kathy, as well. She's a superhero. Um, Last thing, real quick. We share so much in common. We're gonna have to get together when this real life stuff is over. Walt Disney, I use as an example to me for two reasons. You know, if you ask around the entire world who's the icon for entertainment, 99% of the people will say Walt Disney. Just like they'll say, if you say who's the icon for genius, they'll say Einstein. But yet both were ostracized and failures and made mistakes, and you know, but yet in order to get there, they had to do that, right? They had to go bankrupt. They had to do all the different things, the lessons to learn, and to, you know, pain keeps on coming until you learn the lesson and then it goes away. Well, they learned the greatest lessons. But you really focus in on what I love about Walt Disney, a very simple idea that's the most important thing today. Good ideas are perpetual. Great ideas are perpetual. And when I look at YouTube, my 10-year-old son, and there's 470 million views on the Mickey Mouse Club, I say to myself, Walt Disney vibrated at a different frequency. He understood quality of content and good ideas. How important is a good idea?
You know, okay, here's another big question you're throwing at me.
That's all I do, man. I throw sliders. Kathy probably told you, don't worry, Dave will throw you softballs. She didn't tell him I flew him at 150 miles an hour.
Right.
I'm like Wendy Finch. Whoa, catch that.
So what I think is just as important as how important is a good idea is the passion behind your good idea. Because if you have a really great idea and you're really excited about it and you're passionate about it, everyone else wants to be a part of your idea. So I mean, good ideas are absolutely, of course. I mean, that's what, you know, keeps the world moving forward. But in order to get people on your train, you got to get excited about it and got a passion, and then everybody wants to be part of your party.
Yeah, and you hold on to your idea and don't quit on it. That's the biggest disappointment that I have is people die on their ideas. You know, 99% of the people, 25% of the way there or less, they quit on their idea. And it makes me sad because exponential growth and acceleration, they're almost there at 25% because ideas double in their exponentiality and their speed. Real quickly, where can people find Adventure Games Team Building and your book?
So the team building is found at Adventure Games Team Building, or I'm sorry, Adventure Games Inc., or here on Instagram, Adventure Games Team Building. And the book is coming out next year. So the book is probably about a year past due, because the deeper we get into it, I realize that there's so much more that I need to learn before I can share my story. So it's been a very long process, and it's been taking a lot of interesting turns, and I'm just kind of like the vessel that's just writing it down, and it keeps changing. So next year it should come out, and when it does, I'm going to be so excited to not only present this to just the general public, but to the business world too, because I know that's kind of something that maybe is not talked about so much, because it could be perceived as personal, but forgiveness is so important on all aspects of our life, not just in your personal life, but in your professional life too. You
You
know,
nailed it, man. I've studied almost 5 years, the Course in Miracles, every single day that I could. And forgiveness to me is the means by which I unwind all those untruths in business and my professional lives. Chad, I so appreciate you coming on and sharing your wisdom. Sorry about the curveball sliders and the fastballs, but you knocked them all out of the park. We'll have you back when the book comes up, if not before. Please thank Kathy for me as well. You're an
yes.
amazing person. Thank you for
Oh,
all you
thank
do.
you. You too. All right. Thank you.
Take care, Chad.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Awesome. Yeah, there's a man after my own heart. How about that? Forgiveness. We ain't talking about forgiveness enough in the business world. Trust me, forgiveness brings you peace. That's all you got to remember, right? Gratitude will bring you perspective. It'll allow you to find the light, the love, and the lessons in everything, even the suck. But forgiveness will bring you peace. Accountability will bring you control. And inspiration will bring you passion. All four of those necessary in living a fulfilled, passionate, purposeful, and profitable life. Let's take one more question in honor of tomorrow. Tomorrow is BYOQ. Bring your own questions. You bring the questions. I bring the answers, just like we're doing today. And it's free. All you got to do is email me to join, david@dmeltzer.com or 949-298-2905. Please join me, BYOQ, every Friday. The next Friday is the pitch competition. So go ahead, you can email me and text me the same numbers. Join our pitch competition. It will be the 28th of August, right after that. And every Friday we have training. You can watch the replays every day on YouTube, Mondays on the podcast, the playbook. If you haven't downloaded and subscribed and commented, please do. Playbook is killing it, and you'll love it. We had Cameron Diaz this week, and she was amazing with Aveline, her new company as well. Let's take this last question, and then we will go on with our day, and we'll see you in approximately 24 hours from right now on Friday training. What would you say the number one thing people miss to make them better communicators? I will tell you, God gave you one of these and two of these. Be more interested than interesting. Two of these. Look at those suckers. Yes. That's what people miss right there. It's not what you say, it's what they hear. It's what you learn. It's what questions you're asking. You got to be more interested than interesting. You got to listen. There's three types of listeners, right? There's the interrupter, person that doesn't listen to you, just interrupts and tells you what they think. There's the waiter, the guy who waits and waits and waits just to tell you what he thinks, pretending like he's listening. And then you have the person who's more interested than interesting, who processes what you say, and he internalizes it and aligns it with their values, and he improves upon it and allows it to come through him or herself for others. Be more interested than interesting. Please join me tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, BYOQ. Bring your own questions. I'll bring the answers. All you got to do to join is look below here, david@dmeltzer.com. Text me at 949-298-2905. Remember, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. I'll see you in about 24 hours. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.